I've asked him, please, but that's for him. Like I've offered, take me, let them feel it for just 2 seconds. I'll give up my life right now. He already did that though, so he gets to make that decision. I hugged T-Bone and told him, you're my brother. And I meant it like I've never meant anything in my life. I've never said anything with more sincerity up to that point. We walk around the back of the building where we slept, where that happened, bang. And I sit down on this hill and I'm rocking. I can't even speak. Actually, I did speak. And what I said was a curse over and over and over because it hadn't hit me yet. I wasn't close enough to Jesus at the time to understand what the impact that would really happen to me was. So I was on this hill, holy, just rocking. And T-Bone's crying his eyes out too. And there was something about T-Bone, man. I never remember seeing him after that. I remember seeing him once in a meeting, and he would not look at me. Part of me wants to think that this dude was an angel, because I remember getting a glimpse of his eyes, and they were this freaky color blue. But I just chalked it up to, like, I'm still having aftershocks or something from what happened. So I'm sitting on this hill, and we get to walk up and go walk in, and his car goes to leave, and I was so full of him still at that moment, I felt like if I stepped in front of that car, it would crumple around me. Like the laws of physics dictate that that wouldn't have happened. I don't know, maybe not. That's the power of God that I felt inside me. He was in me that much that I really thought if I step in front of her, that engine block will be in her lap and I won't get a scratch. Now we start walking back to the building, and I'm walking with my head up. And I can remember thinking, so this is what everybody else sees? This is what everybody else has been seeing all their lives? Because I have never seen. It was like the veil was lifted. Whatever was in me, he took it. It was gone. And I believe, without a doubt, I was possessed by something way evil. Because the addiction wasn't enough. I was a violent, psychotic dude. Right out there. I would hurt anybody. I wanted everybody else to feel the pain that I felt. I was a rotten dude. Rotten. Heartless. No emotion. Borderline sociopath. And I get this tug as we're walking. And I can almost hear like somebody turn around. And I turned around, and the sky in front of me, off to the side, these trees, it was like there was two skies. There's the sky, the trees, everything behind it. It was like reality ripped open. And this light came out of it. Oh, the light. Everything glowed. And I've tried to describe it before, and the best description I could come up with is it wasn't white. It was pure light. And it wasn't around everything like when you take acid. It was from in everything. The leaves, every branch, every tree, every blade of grass, everything. It was the light of God, and He is in everything. Everything. I promise you. It was so beautiful. The sky just opened. And this feeling of love, there are no words. None. Everything that they say He is, everything that He says He is true. And then some. Heaven is God's love. That's all it is. The beauty of it. Anybody that has children, you love your children, that's nothing. Anybody who loves their parents, that is nothing. The love that he has, wait, just wait. Wait until you see. I am here to tell you that it is true. Heaven is very, very, very real. Our Father is grace and mercy and unconditional, unwarranted, unrequired love. I can't even say anything else. And that feeling filled me up to the point where I thought I was going to explode and then it was just gone. Just like that. And I saw it. If they came in here now, put a gun to my head or my family's head and told me, recant, pull the trigger, bro. Send me home. I will die for this belief. I will die for my father. Anyway, I wish everybody could feel it, man. And the best part is, the part that I struggle with the most, I didn't deserve it. Not at all. He's tried to get in touch with me before that. I posted once before about standing in the church and having that feeling of peace come over me. And I walked out and held on to the dope in my pocket. And it was like the demons were halfway out. I gripped onto that rock and he poured lead right in. I sunk. I wish I would lay down my life for somebody else to feel this. He already has. But I would. Now, the parts that are next go to what I believe. Why I believe when I speak I have the authority to say what I say. After it happened, I start walking towards the building. Like I'm already on my way. That heaven opened up in front of me. And we turn around and start walking. And it was only like the briefest, like it seems, when I picture it in my head, it seems like it was never ending. Like it just went on and on. But in reality, it was probably 3 seconds at the most. So, we're walking. Excuse me. Sorry. It's either that or keep sniffing. Sorry. I can't help but cry because that feeling hits me. Oh. I thought to myself, there's people who spend their whole life in dedication to God who never even get a glimpse of this. Or even get that feeling. Let alone watch heaven open up in front of them and God's love and light pour out of it all over you. I didn't deserve it. And I know none of us do. We all fall short of the glory of God. And that it's by grace, not of works, lest any man should boast. But still, like I was, there was so many better people that he could have picked than me. I am nothing. Now, we start walking. And since there was this dude there named John D. And he was just, like there was something about it since the day he got there. Before this happened, like it came into my mind a couple times. Just drag him in the woods and beat him. I couldn't stand him. There was just something about him. Like he was always just poking at me. There was something about him. And there was this other dude, Charlie, that was a Catholic priest who must have had some problems or something. And he was there as a patient, and then they kept him on as a spiritual advisor until he was allowed to get another rectory or whatever the Catholic Church does with certain people. And I look over and he's talking to Charlie. And he looked at me and his eyes were black. And I don't mean black pupils. They went black as tar. And the hate that came out of him, whatever was in him, it wasn't directed at me. Whatever was in him knew what was in me at that moment and hated it. Hated it like you cannot imagine. What the Bible says about Lucifer doesn't come close to what that dude thing is. He is hate, and he hates us. And he hates our Father. I watched a demon pop up in this dude's eyes. If I would have walked over there and put my hand on his head, he would have hit the ground. Boom. Because it would not have been able to stand against the power of God that was in me at that moment. Nothing could have. I walk over to this girl, Lauren, and she's like, "What's with you?" I said, "I got it." She's like, "You got what?" I said, "I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, I got it." She's like, "Your face, you're glowing." When you get that close to God, you can't help but glow. Moses came down off Mount Sinai and he had to cover his face because he was that close to God. I'm not comparing myself to Moses, so please don't misinterpret that. That's how close I was to God. My face glowed that I was that close to His presence. After that, I went into the building, walked into the clinical director's office, the guy that took me to the marshals that day. I said, the president of the corporation was in there. I said, "Who are you? You important? Sit down. You need to hear this." And I spit the whole story out for him, and by the end, they were both in tears. I went to a gender group after that, and there was people in there at that time who